Hi, and welcome to Positive Parenting. My name is Irene Atia. I'm a Christian counsellor, and today we're going to continue our series on child development. We're up to our last stage of developmental stages, and that is the ages between 15 and 18. Some relate to it as middle adolescence. I think I prefer to calling it almost an adult. Children who are almost adults are struggling. They've got everything going in different directions for them. On one hand, physically, they look close to being an adult, but emotionally, socially, and maybe even spiritually, they're not quite there. So oftentimes I see children in this age group in a struggle. On one hand, they feel like they're grown up, they look like they're grown up, but sometimes their parents are treating them like they're still an infant. It's critical for this age that we speak to our 15 to 18-year-olds, our middle adolescent children, like they are grown up, like they have grown. They're no longer babies, they're no longer toddlers, they're no longer infants. These children are now on their way to adulthood, and they need to be treated with respect. One of the most painful experiences I've heard from a boy who is in this age category was when he was telling me about his parent who still referred to him as a boy. And he struggled with that because to him, physically, he looks like a man and he feels like he wants to be a man, and to be called a boy at home was demeaning and demoralizing for him. It's important that as parents, we treat our almost adult children as almost adults. We talk to them with the respect and the admiration we would of any other adult that we love and we value. Children in this age category have high social needs and desires. This is the time where they want to spend time with their peers, maybe more time with their peers than their families. And again, this is a stage that's highly dependent on what we've done in previous stages. If I've raised my son well, if I've raised my daughter well, if I've instilled healthy ethics and values and love and nurture, and I've let them know that I value them and I see them for who they are, and they've got a positive self-image, they'll be able to stand up against peer pressure and do what they know and believe is right. They need a strong voice in planning their own activities. They're no longer willing to accept that mum and dad are going to decide which sport I play, which instrument I practice. They need a voice and they need to be heard, and they need to know that their opinions matter and that they can choose certain aspects of their life, and probably a lot more aspects than they had in previous stages. They need to be able to make decisions about their careers, which course they're going to study, what things they're passionate about. Oftentimes in this age group, parents push their children to achieve more because they know they have the capacity to achieve more. The problem is, though, the more a child is pushed, the less likely they are to achieve. The more a child feels that a parent believes in them and will be happy to celebrate whatever success that they choose, the more likely that they're going to achieve better. So it's important that children in this age group, when they're coming to that stage in life, when they're starting to choose courses and careers and life plans, that parents are supportive, that we give them our support and our care, that we brainstorm with them, but we don't enforce our own ideas about what course they should study or what path they should take, as long as they're choosing things that are healthy and appropriate to their skills and their talents. It's also important to know that at this age, they're starting to have restricted areas of interests. Their patterns of interest are becoming more defined. They're working out who they are. They're trying to figure out who I am as a person, and they want so desperately to be that different from mum and dad. So it's important that I give them the space to do that, and I'm accepting of their new things that they discover about themselves as they go through on this journey of working out their own individual self. They also can reach high levels of abstract thinking and problem solving. So it's important to put them in real life situations and get them involved in a family's problem solving method and test them and see how well they can problem solve, and give them tools and tips on how to solve problems, because that is a life skill that they will need for the rest of their life, whether it be in studies or at work. It's also important to know that At this stage, they're beginning to see themselves as an individual, and they start to develop their own personal philosophy on life. They want to develop their own views and their own ideas. So this is an age where it's important for them to be involved in discussion groups and youth meetings and avenues where they can start to voice their opinions and their ideas and debate them with others, so that they can form their own views and their own ideas and own them and be willing to stick to them. They're also developing a community consciousness, so it's important for this age group to make sure that they're involved in community activities. This is the age group where they want to make a difference. They're empowered and energized, and they deeply want to put their mark on the world. So give them opportunities to do that. Visit nursing homes, visit hospitals, take them to an outreach centre or a homeless centre drop-in, or serving soups in an elderly home. Find something that they are passionate about. Teach them ways that they can show compassion and kindness to the community in which they live, because they want to be involved in community. So find a positive way of them doing that. They also need life planning and guidance. They need guidance, not dictation. So it's important that I'm there to guide and to discuss and to brainstorm without dictating a particular path that I choose for them. And they're starting to think, as they get closer to those 18, 19, 20 years of age, about what life will be like beyond home. So it's important that I equip them with tools, I encourage their independence and their individuality, and I teach them how to be self-sufficient and how to do things for themselves. So it's important to teach them to cook, to clean, to take care of themselves, because before you know it, they'll be in situations where they have to do that. They're also at an age where they're interested in travel and adventure, and they need the opportunity to do that, whether it be in a family or in a safe group setting. They need to see that their world is beyond their home environment and beyond the suburb that they live or the town that they know. They now have global ideas, and they want to see and explore the world. And it's important that they do that if there is an opportunity to do so. And if there's not, then just getting involved in their community in different programs is also a positive thing. Finally, across all developmental stages, there are keys that I need to remember as a parent. Empathy, love, and care for my child are things that they're going to carry through irrespective of their age. As long as my child feels heard and seen by me, they will always value what I have to say. Thank you for joining me on Positive Parenting today.